What is up, guys? Cole Townsend here. So today, second time, we're gonna try to install box bump stops, hydraulic bump stops on the rear of the truck. So we gotta get these bad boys in there because we are going to the dunes this weekend. I don't want to go to the dunes with the rubber bump stops because I'm tired of bottoming out really hard. I don't really bottom out that hard. I don't jump it that hard, but I think it might feel better with these ones. So we're gonna go ahead, get in here, see what we need to do to get the old one off and get the new one on. Make the cuts we need to make, cut off the old bracket, and get ready to weld tomorrow. We're gonna cut the old bracket off, get ready to weld, whatever we're gonna do to make the new can, or the, I think this is called a can, fit on there. And then you put the bump stop in that. But we gotta make sure it's pretty close to right, because I can't set the truck to bump because I don't know how to do that. And the last time I tried, it was just a fail. And I don't have U-bolts that are short enough to be able to do it because I have a spring under axle instead of spring over axle. So it makes it a little bit more difficult because the U-bolts have to be completely tight. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start cutting the old ones off and get a bunch of measurements before we do that, so when we weld the new ones on we know where to put them. Okay guys, I don't know if you can see me right now, but right here is the bump stop. So there's the pad, the strike pad, and we welded this on when we put the spring under axle kit on so that the strike pad's the same height it was before. So we're gonna go ahead, cut this factory bump off, and then cut these rivets out. There's two under there too, and this bracket should fall off. But first what we're going to do is we're going to measure from the top of this to the bottom of this. But I'm not sure if we should do that or measure something else, because I don't know where it will hit, like the axle. So I guess we could measure the shock travel, but I don't know if this piece is meant to compress though on the shock. This is very complicated when you don't know what you're doing. This is why I struggle with this so much, because I don't know anything about doing suspension work with this. So who knows, this might work, this might not. I just did a bunch of measuring and I found out that right here between this line right here is where the bump stop stops compressing when it hits this, and like it's how the distance between the bottom of the shock right here, this pad, and the seal on the shock. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that the distance between that and that is equal to where the distance from between the seal on this shock to the strike pad right here, which is we calculated it out to be 6.835 inches, which is only at this compression. It wouldn't work for your truck, obviously. It's not gonna be the same because my truck's on a jack stand on one side, so it's gonna be different. But we're gonna go ahead and cut this off first, and then we're gonna set this up here, and we might tack it on, but I think that we're gonna have to build a pad here on this to space it out so it doesn't hit the bed. We're also probably going to have to cut the top of this off right here because I think it's going to hit the bed if we don't. And put that on like that. Okay guys, so here's a message in tool safety. It's got my hand open and there's blood dripping all over the ground. I would show you guys, but it's pretty graphic. Yeah, I got the mount cut off in there, and I got the pad. It's all grinded down. I'm gonna get my rag again because I don't want to drip blood everywhere. Don't cut your hand open. It doesn't feel good. Anyways, now I got my rag, my bloody rag for my hand. So, in here, we cut the top mount off right there. As you can see, there's no mount. Okay, so right here you see where one of the bolt holes and this other, or the rivets, it's the other rivet. So it's all smooth now. We also got the pad right there is all smooth now. now that we got that all smoothed out, we're gonna go ahead and right now I'm cutting down the bump stop mount. I just had to trim this a little bit, and I was using the flapper disc right there, and I cut my hand open. So that's not fun. Good thing is it's a flapper disc and it wasn't a cutting wheel, because that would have been a lot worse. So this is all smooth now. I just used some sandpaper because I didn't want to keep using the thing with only one hand. I think I'm gonna call it a night now because I do not want to keep working with my hand like this. I'm gonna tape it up, and I have to go to work in the morning, so that's gonna be not fun with this hand. So we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here. I'll pick it up tomorrow, guys, and we'll get that bump stop welded on one side and hopefully get the other side done as well. Okay, so now it's tomorrow. We got a plate of metal right here, which is 1/8 inch thick, which is the same thickness as the frame, but same thickness as that. So we're gonna go ahead and start cutting out the pieces that we're gonna need to weld the cans on, because they hit the bed, so we have to space it out a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead, cut these up, try not to cut my hand again, and then go ahead and start welding on the truck. We got the mount right here, or the plate that we're using. It can go like right here, like that, and it's gonna weld to the can that goes here. I can't hold both of them up here with the camera, so you're just gonna have to imagine what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack these in place and then weld it all up and then move on to the other side. I just finished welding up this side. I'm pretty proud of one of the welds over here, and these two welds are really good, but I grinded them down because I thought it would look better, which it does, I think. And then this weld's it's penetrated. It's on there really good. I don't want to touch it. I just painted it. Painted the pedestal too, which will get obviously messed up because it's gonna get hit with the bump stop. But that's fine. We just always respray paint it. Yeah, looks really good. I tried to get all behind it. I couldn't find any weld-proof spray paint at the store, which kind of sucked because that would have been really nice to have to be able to like not have to try and like get the spray paint in there behind it, but it's fine. It looks really good. I think it's almost perfect. It's a little short, so I probably lost like about 0.01 or 0.02 inches of travel, which is nothing. It's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna go ahead, come on over the other side, and get the stock bump cut off. Cut that off. I have to take my wiring out here, which just goes to my compressor, and then the other ones go to my rear pods and my bumper. So I'm gonna have to cut these and then resplice it later. So I'll just like snip it there, pull out that way, pull that out that way. It's gonna be really hard because I'm gonna have to reroute the wires come over the frame rail because the mount's gonna be right here. And then cut this off, and then go ahead and, oh wow, look at that. I welded this one on a lot more than the other one. But anyways, we'll cut that off, undo that, and then we're gonna get the bump stop on. So we were welding and we ran out of 0.33 wire or whatever I was using, so I had to take a spool of 0.30 wire, and it was not for my welder, and I had to wrap it around the spool, my old spool of 0.33, to make it like work. And now I have 0.30 wire. I've never welded with 0.30, but I'm sure it's not going to be that much difference. Probably just have to go a little slower because it's a small gauge wire. But yeah, that was good thing I figured that out, because otherwise I would not have been able to finish this project. So let's go ahead, finish welding, and get this bump stop all painted up and be done with it. So since the last thing when I had to switch out the welding wire, I've gotten both sides welded on and painted. I would have recorded it, but my GoPro battery died. I didn't want to go inside right then. But this one's all on too, as you can see. That one needs to dry for probably another hour to paint, so it's not tacky anymore. This one though, we're gonna go ahead and install the bump stop. Look how much dust is on the leaf spring right there. It's crazy. There's so much dust everywhere in this garage. And I've already cleaned it up quite a bit. So we're gonna go ahead, bolt this on, bolt the limit strap back on, and then call it for then. Tomorrow we're gonna go ahead and foam the truck and then just pressure wash it off. It was already clean before I started this, so all the metal should come off hopefully, the metal dust. I always forget to cover the truck when I'm doing this project, so it would be so much better because it would save me so much time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this bolted up, and then I'll catch back up to you guys once the other side is dry and we get everything back together. So it's now the next day. We're back again. Day 3. We gotta get these wires back here spliced into these wires right here. The bump stops are all back on. All we gotta do is splice those wires in and throw the wheels on, and then we're headed out to the dunes. So let's go ahead, throw the wheels back on, or splice the wires, do exactly what I just said, and we'll be done. So, but they look amazing. Can't wait to try them out. They're misaligned right now, but that's because, as suspension travels, it's gonna move back. The axle will actually move back and hit somewhere probably around here. I hope it's right, but who knows? We'll see. So let's go ahead, do all that stuff. Okay guys, it is all bolted together. As you can see, you got the bump stops on there, wheels are on. Super cool looking. Both sides. Looks really good. So, I don't know how well that video was, but it was over 3 days, so it was a lot of work. But I'm happy to have it done. It was pretty complicated. Like, not that complicated, but like, when you have OCD, it's hard. Trying to make everything equal. Yeah. So, pretty cool. It's all done. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna be at the dunes, jump in this truck, and driving hard and use those bump stops. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out.